All right. Morning, everybody. Mil Spec Ops Monkey here. I am got a little bit of downtime and got my shop quiet for a little bit so I can get online and give you guys just a quick update on what's going on. And so I thank you guys for everybody jumping in here and gave you guys a little 2-minute warning there to get you fired up, show some of our high-speed pipe cleaners in action there. So hope you guys enjoyed that. But all right, so just kind of looking at the skies right now. So we're a little lighter than usual, given that it's about 11:13 Central Time here in Texas. We typically see a little bit more than what we're seeing up right now, but got 174 aircraft, military aircraft up, or at least transponding or squawking. And so you can see we've got some C-130s coming across the center of the U.S. Still got some heavy trainers here in the middle. A couple B-52s coming out of Shreveport. And I saw Night Watch up just a minute ago, so he's probably still out here somewhere. But looks like a lot of C-17 movement as well. So that's those are the heavies. Those are usually moving either supplies or troops and such. So, all right. So one of the things I wanted to touch on as we get into this, I'm gonna clean up that screen a little bit. We're gonna go kind of around the horn, and I wanted to start out. If you guys have not ever heard of this before, I got to tell you, this was kind of new to me. I heard it probably in the last couple weeks, but it's called Project Iceworm. And so this is what you're looking at is a schematic from a side slice, a cutaway, looking at basically an underground facility. So if you're looking at it from the side, up here in the top section, right, this is going to be, probably actually up here is going to be your entryway, and then this is down below the ground, okay? So supposedly this ice worm was a facility that was created during the Cold War era, and it's an underground bunker, but I guess a nuclear facility, so storage for nukes, launching capabilities, all that other kind of cool stuff. So it looks like it's got nuclear, so it's got a reactor and feed water and cooling tower. So it looks like it's self-sustaining. You know, it's got a nuclear reactor in here, which is pretty wild when you think about that. To have that sitting under a base. So, but this is actually up in Greenland, and the so all right. So you guys are saying this is a little blurry. I'll bump it up a little bit more, but it could be if you're just pumping in from YouTube, or not YouTube, but if you're just clicking on it, watching it from Twitter and not going direct into YouTube, your screen may get a little blurry, just FYI. So, but it corrects over on YouTube. It should. So anyway, so this location, there's speculation that there's actually a prison within this, which it looks to me like they've got plenty of space to do it. But with that said, what I've done is I started watching Thule Air Base. Okay. And so this is, you guys know, let me kind of back down a little bit, but this is up in Greenland, okay? Now, you don't see a lot of flights heading up to Greenland. You just don't. I mean, you get commercial flights in and out of there, but from a military perspective, I typically don't see any. And so I haven't been watching it. But as I heard about this, now I do see a lot of aircraft activity going to Iceland. And so there is speculation there, at least I've heard from a couple SF guys, that there is a Mondo prison up in Iceland that will make the spa, i.e. Guantanamo Bay, look, it pales in comparison. So just food for thought. But if you were thinking an underground prison up here, this is an old, I'm pretty sure it used to be a B-52 base, but this is set up for a Cold War, big underground facility. You just don't really think there's a lot up there. But here's what I want to show you. There are flights. Now, this right here, for those that don't know, Air Transport International is one of those are same aircraft that we see flying in and out of Guantanamo Bay, okay? It's a service provider to the DoD, and it also has been connected to some of the agency, the alphabet soup stuff, okay? So I started looking at this, and there were a couple red flags as I looked. Now, one of the flights has already dropped off the board, but I'm going to just show you these flights that are coming in and out here. So this is going from Washington, D.C. up to Thule Air Base, okay? And so then it goes from there to New Jersey, back to Baltimore, from Baltimore back up to Thule. Okay. That's usually not typical of a supply run type aircraft. Okay. Supply runs are usually not doing multiple stops. They're usually VFR direct into just straight. Like they'll go straight from wherever they're carrying cargo or whatever it is straight to that base. They typically aren't doing round robins and stopping different places. So this traffic, so this is going back from after the election, November 20th, all the way up to December 11th. That in and of itself isn't a smoking gun, so to speak, but it is something that would, tell me I need to start paying closer attention to this, to start kind of developing some tempos and rhythms to see if these are normal flights coming in, if they're starting to, if they're regular occurrences, just like we see in Guantanamo Bay, then I know I've got a tempo and a sequence. And if something pops in that's out of sequence, then I start watching it. Now, this flight, when I was watching it earlier, I'm going to go back to the base. We're going to look at arrivals. Okay. So when I look at arrivals, I want you guys to notice something. There's something that stands out for me when I see this. Okay. It doesn't mean just because, now keep in mind too, when you look at these aircraft, you think, okay, it's a 757-200. Could Air Transport International could be a cargo. Okay, doesn't mean it's not, but we're going to keep an eye on it, and I'm going to do some more investigating. But keep in mind too, when you have a cargo aircraft, those skids, those pallets that go in and out of the aircraft, they can take out and put whatever they want in them. So they can have cargo in it at one point. They can put part cargo, part passenger. And so what they'll do is they'll run these skids in. They got these big side doors on them, cargo doors, right? And that thing will pop open. They'll push in these skids with passenger seating on them. And you see that on B-50, or not B-50, C-17s, where they'll put in crews instead of, so they're carrying troops. And they'll slide in these things, and they'll put 300 bodies on that. So, and so that is plausible. Okay, they may be doing a mix. But here's the other thing that red flags me. Okay, look at the time, the departure time heading up there, 1:30 in the morning. Okay, 4:08 a.m. Right? That to me is another. So we've got a known agency supplier, service provider. We have stuff taken out in the middle of the night. That's another one. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is establish a pattern. So we got a Friday and a Thursday. Now this thing just cleaned up on me. I had it actually looking at it, and I had a sequence of aircraft, and I'm gonna have to watch it again. I don't know why it dropped them all off, but I'll keep watching it. But what I noticed was these things were not in a rhythm. They seemed to be popping in sporadically. So, and at 1:30 in the morning. So that to me that's kind of things that go that far, north in the middle of the night, 1:30 in the morning, arriving in here, getting in at 8 a.m., 10:41 a.m. It's like a 5.5 hour flight, I think is what that showed. So travel time, let me see here. Let me drop down. So this is what that's a 757-200, but you see DHL use them for cargo as well. But these 5 hours from Baltimore to Thule up to Greenland. And so it's just an interesting deal. So, Baltimore and the DC stuff is, so I don't know. We're going to keep our eye on that one. I think it's interesting. Okay. And there's data points, and we'll start kind of to track and get some tempos and rhythms. And man, we may have a lot more prisons going on than we really even realize. And we're all got eyes on Guantanamo Bay. So here we are. That's Gitmo, AKA the spa that we've been watching, but not seeing a lot of traffic. I get the occasional pop in, and nothing else. So now this is Amerijet. That's a 767-300, and that is a normal flight, normal arrival. So if we look at these things, we're still kind of maintaining. United Airlines probably a troop coming out of Jacksonville. This was all last week, and looks like the week before, so it's kind of a 2-week roll up here. This was our Phoenix Air, the Graybirds as we call them, but we haven't seen any more of that style jet. This is a contractor jet right here. Same thing with this. Those are normal reoccurring flights, right? And so when I was talking earlier about that tempo, this is what I'm talking about. It's the stuff that hits every day, same time every day. I'm not seeing that at Greenland, which is interesting. Okay. All right. So on to the Guantanamo stuff. Now, we have been watching flights that were associated with what we thought were the black sites, right? And so this is the Kalita Charters flight, Miami. They continue. This one just landed 57 minutes ago from Miami to Dominican Republic. Now, this one seems to be kind of hitting a rhythm down there, and it'll pop in from Dominican Republic to Haiti, Port-au-Prince. It's kind of bouncing between those, right? It has not come into Guantanamo Bay, and that's going back all the way. You know, I've got a pretty big plate. You can see this goes all the way back to 30 November of information. And if you notice, the Greenland stuff did not. I hit the flight log and I got 2 flights. When I checked it last night, I had 5 flights, and it looks like somebody is cleaning up that board. So that tells me, you know, they don't want you looking there, really. So that's how you know you're over the target. So, all right. So over to our Maxwell bird, which is this one. You guys know the N312FU, right? Now, according to this one landed over 18 hours ago. Now, this has been doing some kind of, I think we've got contractors using this aircraft right now. And I don't mean operator contractors. I think we've got just standard, you know, people that are probably utilizing this aircraft outside of the norm. It may be a little bit of both, but, you know, this is going up to like Bismarck, North Dakota. It's going to, you know, Southwest Florida, like Fort Myers Beach and that area. So I don't know. I think this one is not in the rhythm right now. It's being utilized for some other things. So that's just my opinion. And until we see it pop into Guantanamo Bay again, then we'll know, right? All right. So now we've got, let's see, this is going to be Nancy 183 Papa Alpha. Okay. And so this one looks to be, let's see, still tracking. Okay. So it landed 5 days ago. This is one we've been watching. Got that beautiful paint job, high speed bird, really nice. So that one hasn't done too much in the last 5 days. It was the last time it was up. It went from out to the Iceland location, right, which is one we're watching, into Washington, you know, back to Washington, from Washington back to home base, which is Cartersville, and it's kind of sitting. So it may be undergoing some maintenance right now. When they do a lot of flying like that, and especially these are doing that long international flights, maxing out that aircraft's time, and so you have to have, you know, after so many landings, so many flight hours, everything else, you've got a maintenance rhythm that they have to maintain. So they are probably in doing some maintenance checks, and it's probably, I doubt it's a heavy check, probably a light check, because it seems like these guys utilize the Kalita folks up in Oscoda, Michigan for their ground, you know, heavy maintenance. That's what it looked like in the past. So look like they're all working together. All right. So here's another one of the gray birds, as we call it, Phoenix. As you guys can see, it's a cool looking jet. I mean, if I was going to fly around on one, that would be my choice. That thing looks just slick. Kind of got that the Iron Man look, right? So, okay. So this is landed about 13 hours ago. This is Nancy 163 Papa Alpha. And that one, again, this is out to our little Air Sierra Island, which is out there in the Azores, right? And so it looks like it went from Washington to that island location, and then from that island location to, I don't know where this is. I'm going to just click on it so we can look at it a little closer. I want to see. Okay, so it's somewhere southern Africa, which is interesting. So it looks like this thing has been doing a little bit of African hang time. So, and it looks like it's currently in Africa. It landed again about 13 hours ago. So we'll see where it goes from here. But you know, that is a distance of 2,800 miles, and I want to say these aircraft, that's about 3,600 miles, I think, is a fuel capacity for that little Gulfstream. So when you talk about fuel stops, maybe, you know, it could be a fuel stop. I don't know. I'm very suspect after finding that prison on that island right there, because it's a high security prison in the middle of nowhere, which fits our model. So, all right. So now we're going to talk about the schmuck, because I don't trust him anymore, and that is Bill Barr. And so we're just going to start kind of watching where he's going, seeing what he's up to, because I don't trust him. And if this guy doesn't start doing some stuff for we the people, I think he may be in the traitor category. So just me, my opinion, that's just the monkey going out there. But, walks like a duck. I don't see him doing anything else. Quacks like a duck, whatever it is. I don't know. But so he landed back in 1st December and hasn't done anything. Went to Greensboro, North Carolina, back to Manassas, and he's been sitting. And so today, for the first time in 14 days, that aircraft has popped back up. Now, I don't know where he's going, but we're going to watch him, and I will tell you where he's going. So he's coming out of Manassas, looking to me like he's going to the ATL, Atlanta, but he's not broadcasting anything. So you can see he's en route and hasn't arrived yet. So a big ATL. So there you have it. So that is Bill Barr, and we're going to keep our eyes on him, and hopefully he starts producing some results and gains our trust back. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about this Operation Steel and what was the other? Let me see here. If you guys haven't been watching, I'm just going to pop this up here real fast. So it was Steel Night and Dawn Blitz 21, and so that was an ongoing. That was MARSOC and the Navy SEALs doing an operation out here off the coast of San Diego. And so we still have some government vessels out here, but it's not looking like it was. Now, there was all this talk about CCP invasion and tons of boats on both coasts, and I got to tell you, I didn't see that. I saw some of this activity going on, and so we can look now. We've got a warship here. Looks like another government vessel and a U.S. government vessel. And so I'll click on these just so we can get a picture of what they look like. And so now my understanding, these look, as you can see that. Let me see if it pulls better. The back end of that dude. Now, I'm not a Navy guy, so I don't know what this is, but I do know that right there is gives you the capability to go in and out, I think, out of the back. I think. I don't know that for sure, but seems like it would. So you could drop in vessels on the backside of this. I don't know what these trailers are up here, but looks like maybe that was in for, especially with all this stuff covered up. I don't know. It could have been a dry, in the dry dock or something being serviced. But now the front side of this boat is pretty stealthy, and it's got a lot of that. Everything's closed off, and it looks like a 117 fighter on the front. So pretty cool. Pretty cool how this thing looks. So anyway, all right. These towers, I don't know what they are. They look cool though. Like again, it looks to me like it's radar absorbing type of technology. So it's probably along those lines, because I see those same type of shapes and structures on aircraft. Okay, and so let me back up again. So we looked at that vessel, and we're going to go over here to this one, and that looks like an aircraft carrier. And so bump in on that a little closer so you guys get a good look at it. That's a pretty small one. Not your normal giant aircraft carrier. So, but nonetheless, it's an aircraft carrier. So, I don't know what they launch off of that, but like I said, not a Navy guy. So we'll go back here, take another look. We got a couple more vessels I saw out here. Look, this is another. So this is a warship. Let's see what this one is. It's similar to what I think it may be what we just looked at. So yeah, same thing. So these are the same type of aircraft. Now these are working together right now. So we're going to kind of zoom in. One's underway. Check out this boat, man. Things are just crazy looking. So this again, that's that stealthy looking craft where it's got these angles, and it's probably got a coating on it that's a radar absorbing coating. The same thing they do on F-35. That coating is just, then in and of itself, you don't have to have these shapes and angles as much anymore, as it's more about that coating that's absorbing radar. And so you could paint that stuff on a VW bus and couldn't probably pick it up. So it's all about the coatings these days, not so much the shape. But when you have a mix like that, then it's pretty lethal because you can't see it. So yeah, it's looking like the stuff off of the coast is kind of settled in. I don't see anything else. We'll kind of roll up the coast here. Santa Ana, we've got Santa Rosa Islands. Just not a lot of activity. We head up north coast. There's Monterey Bay area. So, and that's just a regular boat. So, for this big Chinese invasion. Now, if I were looking for Chinese, I know San Francisco's got a massive Chinatown. So you would think that would be a big major activity. So I'm not seeing it. So we're going to go look East Coast real fast, and then I'll drop us down to Guantanamo Bay just to see what we've got. So Virginia Beach, Norfolk area, that is another, you expect to see naval vessels there. And so I can tell you on the East Coast, just so you guys know, when all this talk about this East and West Coast naval action and everything was going crazy, we had a one boat I actually watched come out of San Diego, go to Guam. And so if our country was under attack, one, our military would be on high alert. Two, they wouldn't be sending boats to Guam. So that to me kind of debunked the theory that we were under attack. Okay. And so that's unspecified. I'm not seeing really much. This is an area you'd expect to see, military vessels, but I'm not seeing much. So it looks like this is a government vessel that's off of the coast of so we got here Surf City. That's an aircraft carrier. So big carrier off the East Coast. See what we have here. Another one of those boats with the cool looking all those on the top, but unspecified. That could be military, but I think if things were going down, folks, we'd have massive amounts of stuff off our coast. So now this is another. Now that is that's a big one there. All right, so giant aircraft carrier. So that's what you expect to see. But again, off the East Coast, I see a couple carriers. It looks like off the coast. But you normally, with carriers, if we were in a wartime, you'd have all the supporting stuff, the battleships and the cruisers and all the other complete fleet, So anyway, so that's kind of where we are with that. I'll go back to the skies, take a quick look. We'll like California areas a little bit, give us screen time to marinate. So get things popped up, populates here. We're looking a little light right now, but anyway, so that's kind of what's going on. So, hey, one of the things I wanted to tell you, I have gotten some intel from someone that I definitely trust, okay? A former high-speed guy, Navy high-speed guy, if that tells you anything. And he, talking with his buddies that are current active in, operations, they said, be ready to go into a lockdown. They're expecting about 10 days. And I'm just kind of giving you that. They said it could be a week to 2 weeks. So we'll just kind of go with 10 days because it seems like a good even keel number. Okay. But they said you guys need to just prep, make sure you you have supplies available, get plenty of food and water, and just be expecting it that this is going to be a military operation and it's going to be on a global scale. So just take that with a pinch of salt. Yep, I see the salt shakers going right there. So, yeah. So just take it in. I don't know. They didn't give me a date, time frame, but it seemed like it was on the near horizon. Okay. And so just put that into your data points. All right. As we watch recent activity in Nevada with, the big movement of troop carriers. And as we watch things going on here in San Diego, these exercises, 82nd Airborne just finished up some Panther exercise. And so, it seems like we're primed, and I think we are definitely on the cusp of some stuff happening. So, all right, let's take a look here real fast. What we have down here, it's an 800. That's Spain. It looks like a Spanish bird. landing in the same Dominican Republic, or same area as our Kalita bird is going, right? So Santo Domingo in the DO. So, all right, food for thought. Here's what we have here. That's another Spain aircraft coming in, F900. So that's one of your little Dassault Falcon jets. See where it's coming from. So looks like we've got 2 Spain aircraft going into Dominican Republic. That is coming out of our Terceira Island right here, which is our location we've been watching, right? So this is an interesting development, especially if you know that we've been watching Kalita birds pop in and out of here as black sites, okay? All right, so that one, you saw that aircraft just went orange, so it's taken off right now. He was on ground. The reason he was gray, okay? So kind of interesting. So we're going to keep our eye on Greenland. We're going to keep our eye on this Terceira. And what's this one here? Looks like we got a little Gulf Stream. What this one is, out of curiosity, don't have any pictures of. Okay, no pictures of that one. So I don't know why it's facing north, unless it's headed north. But it looks to me like it's headed across the drink. So it's coming out. It looks like DC heading across the pond. So another jet, another one of those little Falcon 900s coming out of South Paris. So interesting. All right. Looks like in the UK, we've got the normal, like these are all H-47. So those are Chinooks. And so see here, that's an Osprey. That looks like a US Osprey. Kind of normal to see those in here, right? Who that is. That's a UK bird. Looks like that one. Maybe A330. So this is a refueling zone out here. So it looks like it was out there doing something. Air refueling, maybe. We can look at the air refueling boundaries for the UK. So yeah. All right. So these grids right here, these blue boxes that you see, and you see this aircraft was out here doing some marshalling patterns at looks about 20,000 feet, 21,000 feet. That's kind of a standard altitude for them to do air refueling. Because it's below commercial traffic and not down in the chop, and that's kind of the smoothest air for the most part. But that box right there is an air refueling box, so it looks like that aircraft was out here doing some air refueling activity. And got Europe real fast. And these are all H-60s. Like see who they are. US H-60s. Looks like we got some stuff out here. That's in Nuremberg, so that's Germany, I think, looking at, not mistaken. So a little H-60 activity going on in Germany. And so that would be 1140, so that's getting into dark. It's nighttime over there right now. And looks like I've got a 2-ship of C-130s. Well, and those look to be U.S. also. You can see them back to back. Now, there may be more. We're just not seeing them. So, but looks like they got some stuff going on over in Germany. General. All right. Well, I think that covers most of it. So, like I said, guys, just have a plan. Stay frosty. I think things are getting ready to pop, just based on the chatter that I'm hearing from my sources. And so we just need to make sure we're all prepared and don't panic. All right. We've been expecting this for a while, so I think we're getting ready for showtime. So that's all I've got. So hey, listen, thank you guys all for sticking with me. I got my test out of the way. It was a grueling 185-minute test I did on Friday night for my seminary stuff, closed book. Survived it. So that's all. So you guys be safe, stay frosty, and God bless. Monkey out.